What drives athletes to risk it all for victory? From tennis icons to Olympic champions, these athletes cross the line between ambition and scandal, facing fallout that tarnished their careers. Maria Sharapova's unexpected scandal, Marion Jones's Olympic medal stripping, and Bre Tiesi's marathon mystery all reveal shocking truths about the lengths athletes go to for success. Join us as we dive into the stories of athletes caught cheating and the explosive consequences that followed. What really happened behind the scenes? Stick around to find out. Number 1. Maria Sharapova tennis. In March of the year 2016, tennis star Maria Sharapova made a shocking announcement. She had tested positive for a substance that had only recently been added to the World Anti-Doping Agency's banned list on January 1st of the year 2016. Sharapova revealed that she had been taking it for a decade to manage health issues. She claimed she wasn't aware of the recent ban and had been using it for legitimate medical reasons. But was this truly a case of ignorance, or does this speak to a larger issue of oversight in professional sports? After her positive test at the Australian Open, the International Tennis Federation temporarily suspended Sharapova. By June of that year, the suspension was turned into a 2-year ban, though it was later reduced to 15 months after Sharapova appealed the decision to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. While the court acknowledged that Sharapova should have known about the ban, it also ruled that her use of that substance wasn't intended to boost her performance unfairly. Despite the controversy, Sharapova faced serious fallout from the incident. She lost major sponsorships and endorsements, which were a significant part of her brand. Yet she was determined to recover. After returning to professional tennis in April of the year 2017, Sharapova shifted gears and ventured into the business world. She founded the candy company Sharapova, which became highly successful. But did Sharapova's scandal open the door to a much bigger question about the pressure professional athletes face to maintain their image? Let's take a look at another star whose career would crumble under the weight of a different kind of scandal. Number 2. Marion Jones track and field. Marion Jones, once considered one of the brightest stars in track and field during the late 1990s and early 2000s, found herself at the center of one of the most shocking scandals in sports history. In October of 2007, Jones publicly admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs throughout her career. She revealed that she had taken a substance provided by the notorious Balco Scandal Company, under the belief that they were not enhancing her performance. For years, Jones had denied these allegations, but ultimately she confessed as part of a plea deal related to charges of lying to federal investigators. Jones's admission led to the stripping of her 5 medals from the year 2000 Sydney Olympics, where she had won 3 golds and 2 bronzes. The International Olympic Committee erased her achievements from the record books, marking a major scandal in Olympic history. In addition to losing her medals, she faced criminal charges for perjury and obstruction of justice. In 2008, she was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison. The scandal also implicated other athletes and figures connected to Balco, such as sprinter Tim Montgomery, deepening the controversy surrounding Jones. While Marion Jones' scandal shattered the world of track and field, not every athlete's deception is quite so public. In fact, some athletes' suspicious actions only came to light after they attempted to break records. Before we continue, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel. And if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Number 3. Bre Tiesi Marathon. Johnny Manziel, a former NFL quarterback, may have drawn headlines for his personal scandals, but in early year 2019, his then-wife Bre Tiesi found herself in the spotlight for another reason. She participated in the Run Like a Diva half marathon, clocking an impressive 1 hour and 58 minutes despite no prior training. Given that average non-elite female runners take around 2 hours and 24 minutes, her time was remarkable until some suspicious details emerged. Tiesi reached the 6.4-mile mark in about 1 hour and 31 minutes, then somehow completed the entire 13.1-mile course in just 27 more minutes. This pace would mean running the last 6.7 miles at 4 minutes per mile, almost breaking the women's world record mile time of 4 minutes and 12 seconds, and not just once but repeatedly, after already running several miles. As doubts grew, Tiesi posted a photo of herself at the 11-mile marker on Instagram to defend herself, but online sleuths speculated she likely only completed the first lap of the 2-lap course, photographing each marker. Some suggested it was an innocent mistake, maybe a wrong turn, but her now deleted posts, filled with boasts and without an apology, left many thinking otherwise. What do you think happened during Bre Tiesi's half marathon? Did she really pull off an extraordinary feat, or did she get caught in a lie? Let us know in the comments below. Number 4. Patrick Reed Golf. In the world of golf, most people might automatically think of Tiger Woods when the topic of cheating comes up, but the real title of the sport's biggest cheater could very well belong to Patrick Reed. He who won the 2018 Masters first found himself in hot water during the 2019 Hero World Challenge. It's common knowledge that getting a clean shot from a sand trap is a challenge due to the awkward angle, but instead of simply playing by the rules, Reed decided to subtly shift sand away with each swing, making his shot easier. The cameras caught him in the act, an illegal move, as golfers aren't even allowed to ground their club in the sand during a practice swing, let alone remove sand from the trap. What happened next? Reed was handed a 2-stroke penalty, and to make matters worse, his ball rolled off the green. In the 2020 U.S. Open, Reed was caught again, this time patting down the rough around his ball to improve his stance. Once again, grounding the club in that way was strictly forbidden, yet Reed pushed the boundaries. Ironically, his attempts to cheat didn't even pay off. He finished 7 strokes over par, well out of contention, while being publicly branded as a serial cheater by fans online. You would think that would be a wake-up call, right? Well, in March 2021, at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, Reed was once again caught on camera, this time moving the grass behind his ball on the 17th hole. Although no official penalties were handed down, the reaction was swift and furious. Fans flooded social media with angry tweets, questioning his integrity. Now let's shift gears and examine another high-profile figure whose lie became a massive spectacle, forever changing his career. Number 5. Manti Te'o football. In 2012, Manti Te'o was a rising star in college football, finishing as a Heisman Trophy finalist. But what captured the public's attention wasn't just his athletic talent, it was the tragic story of his supposed girlfriend, Lene Kikua. Te'o claimed he had met Lene online, and despite never meeting in person, their relationship seemed serious. According to Te'o, she battled leukemia and died in September 2012, just hours after his grandmother passed away. His emotional response to the sad event, widely covered in the media, helped boost his public profile. However, in 2013, Deadspin revealed that Lene Kikua never existed. The person behind the fake identity was Bre Tiesi, a family friend of Te'o's, who had created a fictional persona using fake photos and stories. Tiesi even used voice-changing technology to impersonate Kikua during phone calls with Te'o. Te'o initially claimed to be the victim of a cruel hoax, insisting he had no idea the relationship was fake. But as the investigation deepened, questions arose about his involvement. Some speculated he might have known about the deception but kept it hidden to protect his image. Te'o later admitted, in a 2013 interview with Katie Couric, that he had exaggerated details about the relationship, even though he had never met Kikua in person. The fallout was significant. While some saw Te'o as a victim, others questioned his credibility. His reputation was tarnished, and his career in the NFL, despite being drafted in the second round of the 2013 drafts, never fully recovered. Number 6. Ben Johnson track and field. The 1988 Seoul Olympics gave the world one of the most electrifying moments in sports history. Canadian sprinter Ben Johnson crossed the finish line in the 100 meters final in a record-breaking 9.79 seconds, defeating his American rival, Carl Lewis and claiming the gold medal. But just days later, that moment of glory unraveled into one of the most infamous scandals in athletics. Johnson tested positive for the substance not used in sports, leading to his immediate disqualification, the stripping of his gold medal, and the nullification of his world record. How could such a celebrated athlete fall so far so quickly? Johnson claimed he was innocent, suggesting that he had been set up by rivals or others in the sport. However, skepticism mounted as the substance not used was already a well-known issue in athletics during that era. The impact of the scandal was enormous. Johnson's career, once promising, was left in tatters. After serving a ban, he returned to competition but tested positive for banned substances again in 1993, resulting in a lifetime ban. His allegations of a conspiracy, including claims that his drink had been spiked, failed to convince the public or sports officials. What do you think led Ben Johnson to risk everything for that one moment of glory? Was it just pressure or something deeper? Let us know in the comments below. Number 7. Boris Onishchenko pentathlete. The modern pentathlon is one of the most demanding events in the Olympics, testing athletes across 5 disciplines: swimming, shooting, running, horse riding, and fencing. To win gold, competitors must excel in all of these areas. But at the year 1976 Montreal Olympics, Soviet world champion Boris Onishchenko took a shortcut that would forever tarnish his legacy. During the fencing event, Onishchenko faced off against Britain's Adrian Parker in a one-touch EP match. The EPs used in this event were equipped with electronic sensors designed to register a valid hit if the tip of the sword made contact with more than 750 grams of force. Onishchenko lunged at Parker but missed. Oddly, the scoreboard registered a hit. Parker, confused and concerned, protested, claiming he hadn't been touched. The judges, not initially suspicious, assumed Parker was simply frustrated and allowed the match to continue. But things took a strange turn when Onishchenko faced ex-Army Sergeant Jim Fox. Once again, Onishchenko's sword appeared to score points even though he never made contact with his opponent. Fox, now furious, cried foul, and the judges took a closer look. To their shock, they discovered that Onishchenko had tampered with his EP. He had installed a small switch that, when activated by his fingers, closed the circuit and registered a hit, without the sword ever touching the opponent. Immediately disqualified, Onishchenko's actions led to the Soviet Union withdrawing from the team event. It was a scandal that shocked the world of sports, and Onishchenko's attempt to cheat had cost his country much more than just a potential victory. Number 8. Nelson Piquet Jr. Formula 1. During the 2008 Spanish Grand Prix X, Nelson Piquet Jr., a Renault racer, crashed into the barrier at turn 17 on the 14th lap. Remarkably, he walked away unscathed, but the accident led to the deployment of a safety car, slowing down the race and giving Nelson's teammate, Fernando Alonso, an unexpected edge, ultimately leading Renault to victory. Was it pure luck or something more deliberate? A year later, in 2009, things took a turn when Piquet Jr. was dropped from the team after a pointless season. Furious, his father disclosed a stunning secret: the crash was no accident. Renault's managing director Flavio Briatore and their head of engineering Pat Simmons had allegedly ordered Nelson to crash at that precise moment. Their goal was to secure Alonso's victory by manipulating the race. Nelson was reportedly threatened with losing his spot if he didn't go through with the plan, including crashing specifically where no crane could quickly remove his car, guaranteeing the delay they needed. The scandal eventually forced Renault to admit their role in fixing the race, and the International Automobile Federation banned Briatore and Simmons. Despite the damning evidence, the ban was overturned by French courts in the year 2010, clearing both men to return to Formula 1 by the year 2013. Next, take a look at Alex Rodriguez's long history of controversies, which might just be the most notorious of them all. Number 9. Alex Rodriguez Baseball. Alex Rodriguez, better known as a Rod, once stood at the pinnacle of baseball, admired for his incredible talent and towering achievements. But his career was marred by not one, but two major cheating scandals that left fans and sports analysts questioning his integrity. At 2009, he shocked the world when he admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs during his time with the Texas Rangers between 2001 and 2003. This admission came after a Sports Illustrated report revealed he had tested positive for a substance not used in sports in 2003. For years, Rodriguez had denied any involvement with PEDs, but his public confession shattered the illusion of a clean career. The most significant scandal, however, came in 2013 when Rodriguez was linked to the Biogenesis Clinic, which was known for providing PEDs to several Major League Baseball players. An investigation by MLB uncovered more than just a few connections. It revealed a systematic attempt to bypass the league's anti-doping policies. As a result, Rodriguez was handed a staggering 211-game suspension, at the time the longest ever for PEDs in MLB history. Although the suspension was later reduced to 162 games, the damage was done. Rodriguez fought the ban in court, but eventually had no choice but to accept it. In a public statement, he admitted to using the substance not used in sports after 2003, further cementing the fallout from his actions. Despite returning to the game in 2015, Rodriguez's legacy had been permanently tarnished. His chances for induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame, once considered a certainty, were now in serious doubt. Number 10. Floyd Landis cycling. Floyd Landis, once a rising star in American cycling, became the center of one of the most notorious scandals in sports history after his dramatic victory in the 2006 Tour de France. Landis had been celebrated as a hero, making an incredible comeback after losing a substantial lead. But just days after his victory, everything fell apart. He tested positive for a banned substance and was promptly disqualified, with his title stripped away. At first, Landis vehemently denied any wrongdoing, claiming that the positive test was due to natural causes. But his defiant stance would not last. After months of legal battles, Landis was handed a 2-year ban by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. Despite his attempts to clear his name, the case seemed to follow him like a shadow. Then, in 2010, Landis shocked the world when he made a public confession, admitting to using a substance not used in sports and other performance-enhancing drugs throughout his career, including during the 2006 tour. His confession not only confirmed his actions but also implicated several other high-profile cyclists, including Lance Armstrong. The consequences for Landis were severe. He faced a defamation lawsuit from Lance Armstrong, who vehemently denied the allegations. On top of that, he was forced to repay $1.5 million in bonus payments, further tarnishing his reputation. Yet his confession played a pivotal role in the investigation that ultimately led to Armstrong's fall from grace. What do you think drove Floyd Landis to confess to his scandal years after denying it? Do you believe his actions were motivated by guilt, revenge, or something else entirely? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. Number 11. Shane Warne cricket. Shane Warne, widely regarded as one of the greatest spin bowlers in cricket history, found himself at the center of a scandal in 2003 that shocked the sports world. Warne, who was at the peak of his career and had already established himself as a legend of the game, tested positive for diuretics. While it is not a performance-enhancing substance, it is banned by the International Cricket Council because it can aid in weight loss or mask the presence of other drugs. Warne's explanation for the test was that he had unknowingly taken this medication after his mother recommended it for a health issue. He insisted that it was not intentional and that he had made an honest mistake. But despite his claim, the scandal left a stain on Warne's reputation, especially given that he was one of the sport's brightest stars at the time. The ICC handed Warne a 12-month suspension, causing him to miss the 2003 Cricket World Cup, a devastating blow not just to his career but to the Australian team as a whole. While some believed his story, others were skeptical, questioning whether it was truly a mistake or a strategic attempt to mask his use of other banned substances. Number 12. Kwang bomb skating. The 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics were packed with jaw-dropping moments. During the men's 500-meter speed skating trials, a 16-year-old athlete from North Korea, Jong Kwang, took to the ice with a crowd of enthusiastic supporters behind him. With the inside track advantage, it looked like Jong had the upper hand. But as the race began, things took a turn. Jong stumbled and fell hard onto the ice, but not without making a questionable move. As he struggled to regain his balance, he reached out and grabbed the skate of his Japanese rival, Ryosuke Sakazum, attempting to send him crashing too. A move like this might have gone unnoticed if not for the camera capturing the entire incident, which was broadcast worldwide. Despite this blatant attempt at sabotage, the race was restarted, and Jong was given another shot. But the drama didn't end there. In the second round, Jong appeared to intentionally bump into Sakazum before tumbling and crashing into the outside wall. This time the judges had seen enough. Though he failed to qualify for the next heat, it was his unsportsmanlike behavior that led to his disqualification from the competition entirely. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love this content. Comment below about the next country you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.